When you think of a new car, you might be thinking about computers and advanced technologies or even windows. But what if we strip that all away? We'd be left with nothing but pure elegance, a vintage, one-of-a-kind design, and more power than you will ever need.
When Ken first approached me with this initial build, I thought it was a pretty unique car and was kind of intrigued to be part of the build process.
The design process in this car, interestingly enough, started out as the most simple, basic T-bucket. And the more I thought about it, the more I got into, well, better have fenders and better, if you're going to get out on the highway, you want to have spare tire and luggage and all the rest of it. And what I ended up with was this concept of an open roadster combined with a cab that used to be designed for carrying the owners, at the time, bigger cars, Packards, Rolls-Royces, Duesenbergs, and so on, but put it all in the format of a street rod.
My main role in this project was mostly the fabrication and welding. It was pretty cool working with Ken as being an engineer and as accurate he was, and with his high skill level and everything, and trying to match the quality of workmanship that he's doing. Took time and effort and definitely raised my skill level to match his. I think this car is so unique. First of all, the body style of it, the coach cab on the back, and the modern suspension and chassis and performance, you know, of a new car built in an old heritage style body. Once the car was completed, I had the pleasure of loading a trailer with Ken and driving it down to Pomona, California for the LA Roadster show. It was a cool trip and really got to know Ken as well, spend a little bit more time with him, not in the shop. And pretty exciting to see the look on some of the people's faces once this thing was, you know, parked in its spot for the day. And every time we kind of came back to check on the car, there was always a crowd of people around there, you know, sort of staring at it, looking at it, all the detail.
What inspired me to design and create this car was to create something that began in my imagination and follow it through, and incorporating in that design was combining the old with the new. The experience I'd like the owner to have of this car is to be able to take it out on the highway or in the city for that matter, and a very unique car that attracts an awful lot of attention, mainly because of its old theme, but also has all the updated steering and suspension and braking and so on that makes it very reliable and very enjoyable. Gives you a great deal of peace of mind driving it. Basically, the powertrain of the car is conventional, fairly conventional, small block Chev, 4-speed GM automatic transmission, and the real refinement comes with a quick change rear end. That way you've got a choice of gears, and it works out by just modifying these combinations of getting the absolute right combination for highway and city driving. The wow factor, I think, comes from the fact that everything on this car was designed on paper before anything was built. And the person who is quite an authority on building cars to certain standards in Victoria did the inspection that was required before the car was licensed. And I heard him saying from underneath the car, when he was looking, he said, "I have never seen anything that even comes close to this when it comes to the thought and the layout that went into just the undercarriage alone." The car is very, very comfortable to drive. It's got all the power in the world and the wonderful suspension in it. It's just like driving a modern car.
Moorhouse Design has created a one-of-a-kind masterpiece, the Model K.